The red sun of the demon realm did not rise like a normal sun. It oozed over the horizon like spilled blood. Kakarot sat on top of a needle of black rock. He was not a baby anymore. He was a young man now. His hair was still the same wild palm tree of spikes, but it was longer and messier. His body was covered in scars. He wore pants made from the leather of a swamp dragon. His chest was bare. He had muscles on his muscles. He looked like a statue carved out of granite. He was breathing slowly. In, out, in, out. The air in the demon realm was heavy. It felt like breathing soup. It was full of magic and poison. Normal humans would die in 1 minute here. But Kakarot was not human, and he was no longer just a Saiyan. He was something else. His body had adapted. He filtered the poison. He ate the magic. His tail flicked behind him. It was thick and strong. He did not wrap it around his waist anymore. He let it hang loose. It was a weapon. It could crush a rock. It could strangle a demon. Suddenly, the air behind him shimmered. There was no sound, just a tiny ripple in the magic of the air. Kakarot did not turn around. He did not open his eyes. He just leaned his head to the left. A blade made of green energy sliced through the space where his head was a second ago. Kakarot grinned. He opened his eyes. They were black, but they had a faint purple rim around the iris. "You are getting slow, old man," Kakarot said. He spun around on his heel. He drove his elbow back. It hit something hard. There was a grunt. Malik appeared out of thin air. The blue demon stumbled back. He was holding his stomach. Malik looked older too. His white hair was thinner. His bone armor was chipped. Raising a Saiyan in the demon realm was hard work. Malik spat purple blood on the ground. "I am not slow," he rasped. "You are just a freak." Kakarot stood up. He cracked his knuckles, one by one. The sound echoed in the quiet canyon. "Again," Kakarot said. Malik wiped his mouth. He raised his staff. The skull on top glowed with green fire. "Do you want to die today, boy?" Kakarot laughed. It was a dry, barking laugh. "I try to die every day. It never sticks." They charged at each other. This was not a spar. This was a war. In the demon realm, you do not practice. You survive. If Malik hit Kakarot, he would really hurt him. If Kakarot hit Malik, he might kill him. That was the only way to get stronger. Malik thrust his staff forward. A beam of green fire shot out. It was hot enough to melt steel. Kakarot did not dodge. He raised his hand. He caught the beam. His palm sizzled. Smoke rose from his skin. But he held it. He pushed his Kai against the magic. His ki was not the bright white or blue of a normal Saiyan. It was dark. It was jagged. It looked like purple lightning mixed with black smoke. "Ha!" Kakarot shouted. He crushed the green beam in his hand. It exploded into sparks. He dashed forward. He was so fast he vanished. He appeared right in front of Malik. He punched Malik in the face. Malik flew backward. He crashed into a rock wall. The wall crumbled. Malik fell into a pile of rubble. Kakarot walked over. He did not rush. He wanted Malik to get up. He wanted more. "Is that it?" Kakarot asked. "You told me demons were the strongest race. You told me Saiyans were just monkeys. Why are you on the ground?" Malik pushed a rock off his chest. He stood up shakily. He looked at the boy he had raised. He felt a mix of pride and terror. 10 years ago, he found a baby in a pod. Now he faced a warrior who could rival the demon lords. "You are ungrateful," Malik spat. "I fed you. I taught you how to hide your power. I taught you how to sense the shifts in the dimension." Kakarot stopped. He looked at his hands. "Yes, you did. And I learned. But I am hungry, Malik. I am always hungry. Not for food. For this." He clenched his fist. For the fight. Malik sighed. He lowered his staff. The training is over for today. We need to eat real food. Kakarot relaxed. His purple aura faded. He looked like a normal teenager again, mostly, except for the tail and the killer eyes. What are we eating? Kakarot asked. Malik pointed to the south. There is a nest of spine crawlers near the acid river. Their eggs are hatching. Kakarot licked his lips. Spine crawlers were dangerous. They had venom that could dissolve bone. They were fast. They were delicious. Let's go, Kakarot said. They ran across the wasteland. They did not fly. Flying wasted energy. And in the demon realm, flying made you a target. There were things in the clouds that were bigger than mountains. Things that ate flying demons like popcorn. So they ran. They jumped over canyons. They climbed vertical cliffs with just their fingertips. They reached the acid river. The liquid was bright yellow and bubbled. The fumes burned the nose. On the bank, there was a cave. Huge insects were crawling in and out. They looked like centipedes the size of buses. Kakarot crouched behind a rock. I take the left. You take the right, Kakarot whispered. Malik nodded. Go. Kakarot leapt. He landed on the back of a spine crawler. The monster hissed. It whipped its tail around. The tail had a stinger the size of a sword. Kakarot jumped over the stinger. He grabbed the monster's antennae. He pulled back hard. The monster's head snapped up. Kakarot drove his knee into its neck. There was a loud crunch. The monster collapsed. It was brutal. It was efficient. There was no wasted movement. They ate well that night. They sat by a fire made of blue glowing wood. They roasted the giant insect legs. The meat was tough and tasted like sulfur and crab. Kakarot ate 10 legs. Malik ate 1. Malik watched Kakarot eat. You are growing too fast, Malik said quietly. Kakarot swallowed a huge chunk of meat. What do you mean? Your power. It is getting hard to hide. The scouters in the capital will pick it up soon. Kakarot shrugged. Let them come. I am bored of fighting bugs and weak demons. I want to see the capital. I want to see this King Dabura you talk about. Malik's eyes widened. You are a fool. Dabura is a god. He would look at you and you would turn to stone. Literally. His spit turns matter to stone. Kakarot stopped chewing. Stone. That sounds like magic. It is magic. Ancient magic. You are strong, Kakarot, but you are mortal. You bleed. Dabura has lived for thousands of years. He rules the demon realm because no one can touch him. Kakarot looked into the blue fire. I want to fight him. Malik shook his head. You have a death wish. I am a Saiyan, Kakarot said. It was the only thing he knew about his past. The pod told him that word. Saiyan. Warrior. Conqueror. Malik poked the fire with a stick. There is a rumor. A messenger passed by the valley yesterday while you were sleeping. What rumor? General Shula is coming this way. Kakarot's ears perked up. Shula? Who is that? He is one of the demon lords. He controls the northern wastes. He's looking for something, or someone. Is he looking for me? Malik looked nervous. Maybe. Remember the arena, when you turned into that giant ape? Kakarot frowned. He did not remember much of that night, just red rage and the feeling of crushing things. I remember waking up naked in the mud, Kakarot grumbled. You destroyed the whole arena. You killed 300 demons. Stories spread. They say a monster is loose in the borderlands. Shula likes to collect monsters. Is he strong? Kakarot asked. Malik nodded gravely. He is very strong. He has elite guards. He uses dark arts. If he finds you, he will put a collar on you. He will make you his pet. Kakarot stood up. He threw the bone into the acid river. It hissed as it melted. I am no everyone's pet, Kakarot said. His voice was low. Suddenly, the ground shook. Pebbles danced on the ground. The blue fire flickered. What was that? Malik stood up. He sniffed the air. Kakarot looked at the horizon. He felt it. It was a pressure. It felt like a heavy weight pressing on his chest. It was Kai, a lot of it, and it was evil. They are here, Kakarot said. Malik grabbed his staff. Run, Kakarot. We have to hide in the deep caves. No, Kakarot said. He stood his ground. He crossed his arms. I am tired of hiding. A ship appeared over the ridge. It was not a space pod. It was a demon ship. It looked like a floating castle made of black iron and gargoyles. It was huge. It blocked out the red moon. The ship stopped above them. A beam of red light shot down. It hit the ground 50 feet away. 3 figures descended in the light. The one in the middle was tall. He had red skin, but darker than Dabura. He wore golden armor with spikes. He had a long purple cape. He carried a heavy sword on his back. This was General Shula. On his left was a short, fat demon with 4 arms. On his right was a thin, skeletal demon floating in the air. Shula stepped forward. He looked at Malik. Then he looked at Kakarot. So, the rumors are true, Shula said. His voice was like grinding stones. A Saiyan lives in my wasteland. Malik stepped in front of Kakarot. He bowed low. Lord Shula, this is a mistake. This is just a slave I found. He is nothing. Shula laughed. A slave? I can smell the power on him, Malik. You are a low-class scavenger. You stole a prize that belongs to the king. Shula pointed a finger at Kakarot. Boy, kneel. Kakarot looked at Shula. He did not blink. He did not kneel. Make me, Kakarot said. Malik gasped. Kakarot, shut up. Shula smiled. It was a cruel smile. I like spirit. It makes breaking you more fun. Gorath, break his legs. The fat demon with 4 arms cracked his knuckles. He stepped forward. He was big. He was heavy. Kakarot got into a fighting stance. He crouched low, 1 hand forward, 1 hand back. It was not the turtle hermit style. It was the wolf demon style, mixed with Saiyan instinct. The fat demon, Gorath, charged. He was surprisingly fast. He swung all 4 fists at once. Kakarot jumped straight up. He dodged the fists. He landed on Gorath's head. He kicked off, doing a backflip. Gorath turned around and roared. He opened his mouth and shot a ball of slime. Kakarot swatted the slime away with his tail. He dashed in. He punched the Gorath in the gut. It felt like punching a tire. The demon's belly was rubbery. The punch bounced off. Gorath laughed. I am immune to blunt force, little monkey. Gorath grabbed Kakarot with 2 of his arms. He squeezed. Kakarot felt his ribs creak. The grip was iron. Let me go, Kakarot yelled. He flared his aura. The purple energy exploded outward. It pushed Gorath's arms back a little, but not enough. Malik shouted from the sidelines. Kakarot, his weak point is the eyes. Shula glanced at Malik. Silence, traitor. Shula waved his hand. The skeletal demon flew towards Malik. Malik raised his staff to defend himself, but the skeleton was too fast. It slashed Malik across the chest with razor claws. Malik screamed and fell. Kakarot heard Malik scream. Something snapped inside him. He didn't love Malik like a father, but Malik was his. Malik was his teacher. Get off me, Kakarot roared. He stopped trying to push Gorath's arms. Instead, he opened his mouth. He gathered Kai in his throat. He fired a mouth blast right into Gorath's face. Boom! Gorath dropped Kakarot. He stumbled back, clutching his face. His eyes were burned. He was blinded. Kakarot landed on the ground. He didn't stop. He swept Gorath's legs. The giant demon fell. Kakarot jumped into the air. He clasped his hands together. He channeled all his energy into a sledgehammer blow. He slammed his fist into Gorath's throat. Gorath choked. He gasped for air, but his windpipe was crushed. He thrashed for a moment, then went still. Kakarot panted. He looked at Malik. Malik was bleeding badly. The skeletal demon was hovering over him, ready to finish him. "Hey!" Kakarot shouted at the skeleton. "Pick on someone who can fly." The skeleton demon turned. His name was Raz. He hissed, "You killed Gorath. You are strong, but you cannot hit what you cannot touch." Raz faded. He became invisible. Kakarot looked around. He couldn't see the enemy. He focused his hearing. The wind was blowing. The acid river was bubbling. It was hard to hear. A cut appeared on Kakarot's cheek, then another on his back. Raz was moving super fast, slashing and running. Kakarot growled. He closed his eyes. Malik had taught him this. Don't use your eyes. Use your gut. Feel the intent. He stood perfectly still. He let his arms hang down. The cuts kept coming, one on his leg, one on his shoulder. Kakarot ignored the pain. He waited for the shift in the air pressure. There, behind him, high. Kakarot didn't turn. He swung his tail. His tail whipped through the air like a lash. It wrapped around something invisible. "Got you," Kakarot said. He yanked his tail forward. Raz was pulled out of his invisibility. He looked shocked. Kakarot spun around and grabbed Raz by the neck. Raz was light. He was made of hollow bones. Kakarot slammed him into the ground. Crack! Raz shattered like a pile of dry twigs. Kakarot stood up, 2 elites down. He looked at Shula. Shula was clapping slowly. "Impressive," Shula said. "Very impressive. You have raw talent, but you lack discipline." Shula took off his cape. He drew the heavy sword from his back. The sword was black and pulsed with red veins. "Now, let's see how you handle a lord." Shula didn't charge. He just swung his sword at the air. A wave of red energy slashed across the distance. Kakarot jumped to the side. The energy wave hit the mountain behind him. The top of the mountain was sliced off cleanly. It slid down and crashed with a thunderous noise. Kakarot gulped. That was sharp. Shula swung again, and again. Red waves flew everywhere. Kakarot danced through them. He was acrobatic. He flipped, rolled, and dived. But Shula was getting closer. Kakarot tried to fire a Kai blast. He shot a volley of purple energy balls. Shula just swatted them away with his sword. They didn't even scratch his armor. Shula appeared in front of Kakarot. He kicked Kakarot in the chest. Kakarot flew back. He smashed into the ground and skidded for 100 feet. He coughed up blood. His chest felt like it was caved in. He tried to stand up, but his legs were shaking. Shula walked over. He placed the tip of his sword on Kakarot's chin. He lifted Kakarot's head up. "Yield," Shula said. "Swear loyalty to me, and I will let you live. I will make you a general. You will conquer worlds for me." Kakarot looked at the sword. Then he looked at Shula. He spat blood onto Shula's golden boot. "Go to hell," Kakarot whispered. Shula sighed. "A pity. Then I will take your legs. You don't need them to serve me." Shula raised the sword. Kakarot felt a cold fear. He was going to lose. He was going to be crippled. No. His heart started to hammer. No. Deep inside him, the Uzaru was screaming. The beast wanted out. But there was no moon. The moon was blocked by the ship. Kakarot reached deep into that anger. He didn't want to turn into a big ape. He wanted the power of the ape. But in his own body, he squeezed that power. He compressed it. His heart beat louder. Thump, 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 thump. His eyes turned yellow for a second. His pupils vanished. A shockwave of energy blasted out from Kakarot. It pushed Shula back a few steps. "What? Shula said. Kakarot stood up. He wasn't shaking anymore. His hair spiked up slightly more. His aura changed. It wasn't just purple anymore. It had black sparks in it. And behind him, a shadowy image of a great ape flickered for a second. This was not Super Saiyan. This was something primitive. This was Wrath State. Broly had it. Now Kakarot was finding it. Kakarot roared. It sounded like two voices. A man and a beast. He charged Shula. He was twice as fast as before. Shula swung his sword. Kakarot didn't dodge. He caught the blade with his bare hands. The blade cut his palms, but he didn't let go. He squeezed the blade. Shula's eyes widened. Impossible. Kakarot headbutted Shula. Shula stumbled. Kakarot ripped the sword from Shula's hands. He threw it away. Kakarot began to pummel Shula. Left, right, left, right. Each punch broke armor. Each punch bruised demon flesh. Kakarot was a whirlwind of violence. He bit Shula's shoulder. He tore off a piece of the golden armor. Shula was overwhelmed. He tried to use magic. He tried to freeze time, but Kakarot's Kai was too wild. It disrupted the spell. Kakarot grabbed Shula by the horns. He pulled Shula's head down and kneed him in the face. Shula fell. The Demon Lord lay in the dirt, beaten. Kakarot stood over him. He was breathing hard. The yellow eyes faded back to black. The power rush left him. He felt exhausted. Every muscle hurt. Shula groaned. Finish it. Saiyan. Kakarot looked at his hands. They were covered in blood. He looked at the fallen lord. He raised his hand to deliver the killing blow. Wait. It was Malik. He was dragging himself across the ground. He was holding his bleeding chest. Don't kill him, Malik gasped. Kakarot looked at Malik. Why? He tried to kill us. If you kill a lord, the king will notice, Malik said. He coughed. Dabura will come himself. You are not ready for Dabura. Not yet. Kakarot paused. He looked at Shula. Shula was looking at him with fear. Real fear. If I let him live, he will come back, Kakarot said. No, Malik said. Make him swear. A demon oath is binding. If he breaks it, his magic will consume him. Kakarot looked at Shula. Is that true? Shula nodded slowly. Yes, I yield. You beat me. Kakarot crouched down. Swear it, Kakarot said. Swear you will never hunt us again. Swear you will tell no one about me. I swear, Shula whispered. By the dark fires of the core, I swear. Kakarot stood up. Get out of here. Before I change my mind. Shula scrambled up. He didn't look back. He ran to his ship. The beam of light took him up. The ship turned and zoomed away, vanishing into the clouds. Silence returned to the valley. Kakarot fell to his knees. The adrenaline was gone. The pain was real now. Malik crawled over to him. He leaned against a rock. You did it, Malik said. You defeated a lord. You are insane. Kakarot laughed weakly. I thought I was dead. You tapped into something new, Malik said. That power. It felt like the ape. But you stayed small. I don't know what it was, Kakarot said. But I liked it. Malik looked at the sky. We cannot stay here. Shula won't come back. But others might see the battle scars on the land. We need to move. We need to go deeper into the Badlands. Kakarot looked at his master. Malik was weak. He was dying. The cut from Raz was deep. It was poisoned. Malik, you look bad, Kakarot said. I am fine, Malik lied. He tried to stand but collapsed. Kakarot caught him. You are not fine. Malik looked at Kakarot. Listen to me, boy. I don't have much time. The poison of a phase demon is incurable. Kakarot felt a lump in his throat. He didn't understand this feeling. Was it sadness? Don't die, old man. Who will cook the spine crawlers? Malik smiled. His teeth were stained with blood. You will. You are a survivor, Kakarot. Malik reached into his robe. He pulled out a small black crystal. Take this, Malik said. What is it? It is a map key. It opens the gate to the Shadow Temple. There are scrolls there, ancient techniques. I was saving it for myself, but I won't make it. Kakarot took the crystal. It was warm. Go to the temple, Malik whispered. Learn the demon flash. Learn the void step. Become the strongest. And then kill Dabura for me. Take his throne. Why? Kakarot asked. Because Malik's eyes started to close. Because a Saiyan demon king would be glorious. Malik took one last breath. His body relaxed. He was gone. Kakarot sat there for a long time. The wind howled. The acid river bubbled. He did not cry. Saiyans do not cry. But he felt a hole in his chest. He dug a grave with his bare hands. He buried Malik next to the river. He put a large rock on top. He carved a symbol on the rock with his fingernail. It was the symbol for teacher in the demon language. Kakarot stood up. He looked at the black crystal in his hand. He looked at the horizon. The demon realm was huge. It was dangerous. And now he was alone. But he was strong. I will do it, Malik, Kakarot said to the wind. I will take the throne. He turned and started walking. He walked into the darkness towards the Shadow Temple. Meanwhile, in the mortal universe, planet Earth was a quiet blue ball floating in space. It was peaceful. On a small island, an old man sat in the house. His name was Grandpa Gohan. He was sitting in a rocking chair. He was looking at a photo album. The album was empty. He sighed. He looked out the window. I always wanted a grandson, he said to himself. Someone to teach martial arts to. Someone to catch fish with. He stood up and walked to the door. He looked at the sky. A shooting star went by. Maybe in the next life, he said. Far away, in the West City, a blue-haired girl named Bulma was working in her garage. She held a strange radar in her hand. It pinged. I found one, she shouted. A Dragon Ball. She packed her bag. She got on her motorcycle. She revved the engine. I'm going on an adventure, she cheered. I'm going to find the Dragon Balls and wish for a perfect boyfriend. She drove off. She did not know that the world was full of monsters. She did not know that the Red Ribbon Army was out there. She did not know that King Piccolo was sleeping in a rice cooker, waiting to be released. She had no Goku to protect her. She was alone. The history of Earth was about to take a very dark turn. Without the Saiyan hero, who would stop the villains? Bulma rode into the sunset, smiling. She had no idea that she was riding into a nightmare. And far, far away, on a massive spaceship, Frieza swirled a glass of wine. He looked at the empty space where Planet Vegeta used to be. Beautiful, Frieza purred. No more monkeys. No more legends. Just silence. He took a sip of wine. But he was wrong. The legend was not dead. It was just in another dimension. And it was getting angry. Back in the demon realm, Kakarot found a cave to sleep in. He held the black crystal tight. He closed his eyes. Tomorrow, he thought. Tomorrow, I start my conquest. The episode ends with Kakarot sleeping, his tail curled around him, while the red eyes of unknown beasts watch him from the dark. Episode 2 end. Next time on Saiyan of the Demon Realm, Kakarot reaches the Shadow Temple but finds it guarded by the ghosts of the old kings. He must fight his own fears to enter. Meanwhile, on Earth, Bulma meets the Pilaf gang, and things go horribly wrong without Goku to save the day. Can Kakarot learn the demon flash before the Demon King senses his growing power?